Right guys, we have a very interesting report that claims the regular iPhone 14 models might not get the upgrade to the A16 chip. And so let's delve into this, but first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so the source of the report is the Twitter user The Galax. He's a pretty credible Samsung leaker, but a not so credible Apple leaker, so do take this with a grain of salt. Anyway, some supply chain sources tell The Galax that the regular iPhone 14 models are going to keep using the A15 chip, and only the Pro and the Pro Max get the upgrade to the A16. Now this would be the first time in a long time that Apple releases a new iPhone with an older chip. In fact, I think the last model they did that with was the iPhone 5C back in 2013, so it's been a long time, but apparently that could happen again in 2022. Now yes, I know many of you guys might be skeptical about this report, but I won't dismiss this report completely because there is one major factor to note, and that is a chip shortage. So we all know the chip shortage has been affecting Apple in a massive way. We've seen delays, and also Apple using a lot more binned variants of their chips across their products. And so of course, keeping that in mind, I can see Apple restricting the A16 chips for the Pro series, since Apple suppliers might not be able to produce enough A16 chips for the complete iPhone 14 series, and so as a result, the regular models get the A15. But that's really the only reason I can think of that could justify this leak. But now let's delve into why I do ultimately disagree with this, and why I do think the chances of this happening are very low. So number one, as I said, Apple bins their chips. You see, to maximize the yield rate, they repurpose the rejected chips and of course release them as bin versions. We actually saw this with the A15 because Pro versions came with an extra GPU core, so they got the full chip, but of course the regular models had a slightly weaker binned version. And so basically, if there were to be supply constraints with the A16 chip, expect Apple to do the same with the iPhone 14 series, where the regular models use binned versions of the A16. However, going to the A15 chip, that just seems pretty unlikely in my opinion. Also, do remember that Apple mass produces these chips on a massive scale, and so if anything it's way more efficient and way cheaper to produce the same A16 chip for the complete iPhone 14 lineup. However, producing A15 and also A16 chips in similar quantities at the same time is going to complicate the production process. And yes, I know that some may argue that Apple might give the A16 to the Pros to of course upsell more consumers, but do note, regular Joes do not care about the chip, they care about the aesthetics of the Pro. That's the main upsell. They look at the triple lens cameras, they look at the hole punch, the titanium and the premium builds, and that's gonna get them to buy the Pro. But the chip being ever so slightly faster with the Pros compared to the regular models isn't really that important to many consumers. And so yes, on the whole, I do think this report is most likely bogus, but tell me your thoughts on this report in the comments below. Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. Check out the video in the card above on details regarding the iPad 10, and on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya peeps.